Good afternoon, everyone. Futures Brizio here, 1:49 p.m. on Thursday, Feb 29th, 2024. Good afternoon. Again, 1:50 p.m. New York time. And again, happy leap day here at the end of February. Can't believe we got 2 months done. So I made a video this morning again on the pre-market session and what I was expecting for today. And so I just want to do a quick review on what we talked about this morning, just kind of see where things kind of shook out for the day. Obviously, we're heading into the mid-afternoon session, so I'm done trading. Actually, I was done before noon, quite frankly, but so I just want to review where we were at. So let's start with the soybean market. So this morning, when I made the video this morning, we were trading, what was it, about an hour before the open? So we were trading somewhere about right here on this, somewhere in this area right here. And you can see price went down for, for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then it snapped right back. So this is why I don't chase price. This is the 30-minute chart, and we have this clear downtrend, and I wait for prices to kind of snap back towards the 50-period moving average on like the 30-minute or the 1 hour, and that's where I'm looking for my entries. Interesting place we're at now because we're coming back to near this area, and obviously the market's going to close here in about 40 minutes. So I'm not obviously taking anything, but this will be an interesting area to watch to see if price breaks through this tomorrow. We get a move back higher, and we do have a secondary little area up here. So I don't know whether this is indicating a potential change in trend. We'll have to see. You can see the down moves off of these touches to the 50 are getting a little shorter. We had this one, then we had this one that was from yesterday and continued into early today. And you can see the move got quite a bit shorter before the buyer stepped back in. So is that a sign of a potential trend change? I don't know. We'll see, but that's where it's at right now. We see a pretty aggressive buying off these lows. And then looks like we tried to sell again, and it's, just kind of, now it's not going to probably do much the rest of the day. So we'll keep an eye on soybeans and see if, we're going to push out of this sell and switch higher, or if this is just a little pause in the downtrend. All right. So let's talk about crude oil. Crude oil did absolutely nothing. These are the boxes I had drawn on this morning. On this morning's video, we did have a little fake breakout right here. I did not trade this because I just didn't like the looks of this whole. I don't like this sideways structure, and these false breakouts can happen a lot. And you can see, on the 15-minute chart, anyways, we had two candles close outside of this range. But the second one closed lower, so there was no follow through, even though it was technically a bull candle where the close was higher than the open. It closed below the previous candle that broke out of here, and so I was looking for follow through above here to go higher, and I was playing it very cautious, and fortunately I did, and I did not take any trades because we very quickly collapsed back into the range on the very next candle, and here we are still inside the range, and this is will probably continue. So until we get something that snaps prices out of this trading range, then I'm just going to sit on the side on crude oil and just keep an eye on things. So that's that. Again, the uptrend is technically still in place, but you can see it's really struggling, and we failed to come up and take out this high. So we'll see what happens with crude. Okay, so live cattle. When I made the video this morning, we were trading inside the low of this range right here, and I said I was keeping an eye on this low right here. We did get a break below there, so I went short, and this is the trade I took, and I was in and out. This is a 10-minute chart, so I was in and out in about a half an hour, I guess. I was out of this trade, and so I got out right at this low, and you can see price pulled right back into this range again. Now, this still may very well end up, coming all the way down into this zone right here. We had a pull back into the range. If this area holds, then and we don't get a break back above this swing. So I kind of look at this as the new swing, the new internal swing here. If we don't get a close back above this, if we did, then I would probably look to go long again. But as long as we remain below here heading into tomorrow, if we hold this area and keep moving lower, even if we come back up into it and then reject, then I continue to, call for prices back down into this zone. We didn't get there today. I was watching this trade very closely on the 5-minute chart, and as soon as I saw price kind of running out of steam to the downside, I closed it, and that was actually the perfect spot to close it. It did drift a slight bit lower, but nothing really. And the other reason why is because if you look to the left here, you can see we had this area, and this area. This was an active area where we had, previous resistance and support. Just drop a line on this. You can see right here, kind of this one, here, where this area was a pretty critical area where we were seeing, previous support and resistance being pegged off this area. So I figured there would be a reaction off of here. Now, I'm not saying, again, that this won't eventually just smash right through here and keep going lower. I think if it comes back down to this area, it will break through it next time. But I wasn't comfortable holding it. Really on a daily basis, for it to go from all the way to here and all the way down to here in one trading session was pretty unlikely. I mean, it does happen. We do get some pretty big moves sometimes like this. But the daily ranges on this are usually not all that great. Things usually happen pretty quick in the first hour or two of the market open, and then things just kind of either go sideways or reverse. And the people that really move this market, the whatever the institutions, the suppliers, they're in and out, and that's it. So I don't tend to like to hold these trades too long. And so, like I said, I got out at a good spot, so I'm happy with that. But we'll see tomorrow what happens. Like I said, if we break higher and come back up out of this range, then the uptrend probably will continue. But on the other hand, if we maintain this area and we get some bearish price action early in the session tomorrow, then this downtrend probably will continue, and I think we probably will make a run at least back to these lows and eventually down to here. So, all right, so that's it on cattle. And then lastly, the S&P and the NASDAQ. So this morning we were in this trading range, and so this trading range was, if you remember when we looked this morning, on the NASDAQ it wasn't as clear as the S&P, but we're still in an uptrend here, and then we had this little breakout right here, and it happened. And I think actually I was talking about this in the morning session. Oh yeah, no, I was, and I did take this trade, and I did show you guys that I was in this trade, and I was a little hesitant taking it because it was the entry happened in the pre-North American session, happened at 8:30 a.m. this morning, which is an hour before the actual North American session, and that came off of some unemployment news. That's what caused that move. And so, I held this until, let's see, about 10 o'clock, so about a half hour into the open. And then, again, on a shorter time frame, I was kind of seeing this run out of a little bit of steam, and I start to see these Heikin-Ashi candles throw all these wicks where it just can't break through. This is a 5-minute chart. This is where I got in. Admittedly, this was a pretty late entry, but I wasn't going to take the trade, but I said, you know what, it looked pretty impulsive, so I took it. But again, when it gets up here and you start to see all these Heikin-Ashi candles start throwing wicks, especially wicks on both sides, that to me is telling me that there is not a lot of buying going on here, and there's a lot of people trying to push it back down, and it did ultimately come back down. Now it has shot back up again, and it's back up about where it was. So, even if I had held it through all this drawdown, I would only really be back to where I was had I just closed it initially. So I did close it up here before this breakdown. I was happy I did. And so that was a nice little trade too. All right, so those are the two trades I took today. And the ES, I took this trade on my funded account. I didn't take it on my personal account, so I can't show you, but it was essentially the same thing. I took it at the same time. I got in like somewhere in here, and I got out at the top. The ES, was a little bit more obvious, coming off of this area right here when it pulled out of here. But you can see it broke through, and then it came all the way back down to the bottom of the range again, and now it's recovered. And it's the same thing. Even if I had held it through this drawdown, I wouldn't even be back to where I was if I, from when I closed it out up here. So I'm happy that I closed it. So we'll see tomorrow. I think we might get another push up, but we'll see how things look tomorrow. But like I said, I did take a trade on the ES, but it was not on this account, so I can't show you. I took it on my futures funded account. The only one I took on this account was the NQ, the NASDAQ. So, all right. So, so that's it, everyone. I just wanted to provide that afternoon update. That's pretty much it for the day. And I'll try to drop a video tomorrow morning before the open if I can. And we'll see where things are at in these handful of these markets at that point. All right. So everybody have a good rest of your day and a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. Find the link to my Discord channel in the description. Please join that. I'm just starting it. There's only a few members right now. I'm not a social media guru as far as marketing these things and getting them out there. So appreciate you joining if you have any interest, and sharing the link around to this video and to the Discord, and let's try to build a new little community of just people talking about the markets without trying to sell you something. So, all right, so that's it, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.